Okay. Dan who? Dan double you. Let's go. Ow, wow, listen right now. Everybody knows the man that says pow. Start the show, gonna talk some toys. This is for the grown-up girls and boys making noise. Let's start the show. Talking Marvel Legends and the money that we blow. Honestly, look, there ain't no stopping me. Turtles and Joes too, let's do this properly. Need to buy more toys, don't tell my bank. Wasn't me, promise it was Hellfire Hank. Whole Who crew, look, they made me do it. If it lands in my door, then I best review it. Screw it, I don't usually boast, but I got Rich M, he's here to host. Raise a toast and raise some ducks. This isn't your average show, we're deluxe. Pow, and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. And hello, how are we doing? We are back for episode 208. The most consistent YouTube show talking about Marvel Legends on the internet. You do not want that smoke just in collects, I'm telling you. But we are here today. We had a little week off last week. But again, it's a slow news week as we approach the Halloween season, as there's a lot going on in October. And we may have someone who may be associated with that sort of festive season, and I guess festive is the wrong word, but we shall discuss, of course, clickbait central with the thumbnail and title, but I will explain my reasoning, all right? So stay tuned. Mephisto is coming. I will explain, all right? But first, let me introduce Rich M. How you doing? Did you enjoy your week off? What did you do?
I sat in my room waiting for this show to start because someone only told me like an hour before that we were cancelled. I was very disappointed.
You just left. You got some alone time.
I've been sitting there the whole time. I brought back Rogue. I wanted company, Dan. Look, they're all here now. The three ladies are back.
Who was the fourth one you had? It was the blonde.
Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah,
but she fell over because she was too top heavy.
Oh dear, she fell over.
She literally did fall over. That's not like a joke. She literally did. She broke. And the bin men have got her now.
Rich was a week early. Absolutely. Right, how are we doing, people? How are we doing? Again, we are back to discuss Marvel Legends and just anything in general in the toy news. Again, this week's pre-orders are basically not even available to the UK, so there's no point us talking about it. It's a waste of time. We couldn't get them if we want them. But we will discuss
all those things that the UK can't get.
I know, it's ridiculous, isn't it? It's ridiculous. Stupid distribution, letting us down.
Distribution and exclusives.
Let's do the housekeeping, all right? First and foremost, go and check out all the long form content on the channel. I promise there are still shows called Joes and Juice and Turtles and Tea. They're just a little bit delayed due to times. But they will make a return before the year is out. That is guaranteed. Go and check them all out on the channel, podcast format via the podcast tap as well. It means you can listen audio only if you don't like seeing my face. And if that's the case, I do not blame you. I had actually had a few comments this week saying that I've got an annoying voice. I was like, okay, well, there's not much you can do about that, mate. Go and watch a different channel. But if you do like this channel, then you can support anything over £4 or $4. Friday, our talking robot assistant will read your comment out loud. Maybe you like her voice. Maybe you want to hear her speak. Then you can do so and also contribute to the channel as well. Much appreciated. Go that one step further, you become a channel member, and if you do become a channel member, you can join the Who Crew Deluxe after show every single week. There will be one this week, of course, so if you want to join us, talk to me and Rich after the stream, we will be doing that for Who Crew Deluxe. Go and join that new tier and get involved. I always say support the channel, be on the channel. It's so simple, but yeah, hit that join button and go and decide for yourself. But it's all goes towards contributing to the channel, which I appreciate is all so much. What are you showing off your t-shirt there? Gem and is that Gem and the Holograms, I assume?
It's the Misfits. These songs are better, Dan.
Okay,
come on.
My bad. I haven't got a jacket on or anything like that. I'm showing Beast today.
Showing off your arms today.
Yeah, no, but I am a little bit chilly, Rich, so I feel like we should rise the temperature in here, all right? Oh, there we go. That's a bit better. Do you feel that, Rich? Do you feel that?
Boiling.
Now I feel better. Now I feel warmed up. All right, cool. So, of course, my clickbait title was called Mephisto is Coming, and there is some logic to my madness.
I mean, the graphic, look at this. Look at the technology.
Thank you. Again, you won't get this on other YouTube channel, I promise you that, all right? It's worth the subscription alone, all right? Right, let's go through some Marvel Legends news, first and foremost. As I said, this week's pre-orders are nothing amazing. We'll come back to the chat in a second. Trust me, this won't take long. So, this week's pre-orders are not available to us in the UK, okay? So, this is Target Geek Fallout. The pre-order for the new Venom pool. So this was a previous builder figure. They are releasing it single packs, which again, after a few years, I think is fair game. It just gives new people an opportunity to get it. I'm not mad at it, but I won't be needing it because I've got the other one. However, there is a brighter red, Rich. Does that interest you at all?
No.
Okay, cool. Moving on. But it's there if you want it. Again, it's Deadpool season, like with the movie and stuff. And I'm pretty sure this was a popular builder figure all the same. So now you can get it single packed if you desire. Also, they have announced some reissues for the X-Men 97, but only if you're in the US or Canada. So the rest of the world, if you want some new X-Men, an opportunity to get some X-Men 97. You're shit out of luck because you're going to have to import them or phone a friend overseas because for whatever reason, we don't know, and I guess we'll never know, these restocks are not coming over, at least officially via Hasbro, to the UK.
But this happened with the Spider-Verse figures where like that first wave got reissued and they did show up in like Forbidden Planet places did eventually show up, so you never know, they could show up next year.
I'm pretty confident that if some of the UK independents have an opportunity to bring some of these in, they will import them in, but they're not coming in via the Hasbro channels. But anyway, again, this is my little mini collecting regret. You know I love the retro cards. This wave came out before the show premiered, and it was in that time of the year, it was like December-ish time, wasn't it, where I'd already spent my budget on other things. I think I had 2 waves at the end of last December, so I couldn't double up on these X-Men 97 like I usually would, thinking, I'll just get them at a opportunity. If it weren't for you, Rich, because you brought me this Wolverine for my birthday, so if it weren't
you didn't buy any of them when they first came out.
I don't think so, no. So like,
you were like, wait for clearance.
Because I didn't have the budget.
They're extra £2.
People assume that I've got this unlimited budget. It's not the case. Trust me. Behind the scenes, logistics, spreadsheets, all of that to make sure I can buy my Marvel Legends. But I couldn't double up, and I had to sort of skip a wave. And so it was a little mini collecting regret. So I personally, as a Marvel Legends fan, I don't know if you can tell, would love the opportunity, a second chance, if you will, to backtrack on some of these X-Men 97 figures, because the figures are great and the show was great. So why not have the plastic representation of exactly that? But again, not available to us in the UK via official channels. Fingers crossed some of the independents help us out with some import stock, but with import stock comes higher prices, which is always the frustrating thing. So again, I do appreciate that Hasbro are noticing what's popular and then reissuing it, but the problem is it's just not to everybody, which is a bit unfair, that's all.
We'll miss out on that Red Widow reissue for Christmas 2026, won't we?
Sure. But it's happened throughout the year, so it's not nothing we're not used to. Like it happened with the Venom pools, the Venom scooter, the Kingpin retro card, and a few other things that have been re-released this year. But it is what it is. I'm just curious. I wish we could have a clear answer as to why. I guess the US market is much bigger than the UK, and maybe, I don't know, but that's just all guesswork. I'm not sure. But if you want them full geek out, it's just these two. And then Dan Yoon has went on to confirm that Rogue will also be available again, but not via the pre-order on full geek out. So if you're in the US and you target,
I don't think it's guesswork to work out that the US market is bigger. Like,
of course it is. Of course.
If you look at them, I'm not the best with maps, especially in Africa. But map-wise, it is much bigger than the UK. So I'm guessing there are much more shops in America.
Yeah, for context there, in case anyone was curious, me and Rich had a conversation. I had to explain to him that Africa was a continent. But he's learnt now. He's learnt. It's fine.
No, I knew it was a continent. I knew Africa was a continent. I didn't know that
the countries.
Yeah, there was countries. I thought it was one big country like Russia. Yeah, that's what I was confused about.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, that's fair enough. But again, I'm not. There's no dispute.
Look, I can sing the Welsh national anthem. Okay, like I went to a school in a different language to you, Daniel.
Okay, no, that's fair. That's fair. But yeah. So again, the US market is a bigger market. Of course, it is. No one's disputing that. But again, just send a case to the UK. That's all I'm saying. Can't be that hard. So that is that. That is this week's pre-order news essentially, coming direct from Dan Yoon. these go up for pre-order tomorrow, Friday. So if you're in the US, these go up for pre-order tomorrow. However, we are at the end of the month, right? And we are approaching October, Rich. Do you like the October season? Do you like sort of Halloween vibes? It's getting cold now.
I love the Halloween. Yeah, I love the Halloween vibes. Down, 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 down the witches road. There we go.
It's definitely getting darker earlier. Like I'm noticing, like the window to walk the dog is getting shorter because. Like honestly, I used to walk him at like 9 o'clock at night around the park. Not a problem. The sun's still out. But now you finish work and it's already dark outside. My heated blanket is back on my bed.
You can leave the house when it's dark.
No,
do you know you can walk the dog in the dark?
Ted, right, is a dog of luxury. He likes to run on the grass, run free and all that. When it's been pissing it down with rain all day, I ain't got time to come back, walk the dog, wash the dog. That ain't part of the deal me and Amanda made when it come to getting a dog all those years ago. So. So if I can't take him on a proper walk, I'm not going to bother. But I think Amanda takes him somewhere or whatever. But still, my point is it's getting darker sooner, and it is noticeable. October is coming. But what does October bring apart from Halloween? Everyone knows Halloween, 31st, end of the month. But we have some other stuff happening in October. Now, this is where my Mephisto speculation comes in. And again, the Mephisto clickbait is exactly that. This is just me speculating away. But you know me, I'm a collector. There's always a reason and there's some type of logic, at least I'm pulling from, all right? There's an educated prediction, if you will, and I will explain. I
don't endorse this message.
Of course not. I'm well aware. I'm digging myself a deeper hole. Like I'm well aware. However, it's fun to speculate. That's what the collecting's all about. It's fun to have these conversations to speculate away. All right. But in October, New York Comic Con is happening from the 17th to the 20th. Hasbro have already came out and confirmed they're going to have a brand panel at New York Comic Con. And Ryan confirmed it on the last Hasbro PulseCon. There will be Marvel Legend reveals at New York Comic Con. That is confirmed, all right? So more Marvel Legend reveals at New York Comic Con. Ryan's also teasing a pretty big reveal, considering they made a point to say that the Dragon Man pre-order ends just before Comic Con, which sort of gives them an opportunity to maybe do something out, which I thought was curious. Maybe that ties back into what I'm
an add-on to you. Maybe they'll announce an add-on to you.
Not that. The week after that, MCM Comic Con in London. I will be there. I will actually be in attendance. Rich will be there. Rich will be there in attendance. We will be there live at MCM Comic Con in London. And again, Hasbro will be there. There will be reveals across all the brands at MCM Comic Con. So again, within that week, there's going to be 2 reveals in different places. All right. I guess for MCM, I'm assuming it's going to be the Saturday for the 26th. And again, it will probably be the same for New York Comic Con.
Ali and AJ are there, Dan. I hope he doesn't intervene with Ali and AJ, because I will be at the Ali and AJ panel. I'll tell you that.
If you need to queue up for them, I'll just tell you what the reveals are. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I'm assuming the Hasbro panel at New York Comic Con is either the 18th or 19th, the Friday or Saturday. They don't usually do things on Sunday, but again, someone can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But either way, and then that same weekend as MCM Comic Con. Now this happened last year when MCM Comic Con was going on. 10/20.
Not Luca Comic Con, that one guy waited. He's been waiting all year for this reveal again. Oh, he can't wait. Well,
me and Rich actually watched the Hasbro Pulse 1027 from our hotel room, didn't we, at MCM Comic Con? And they revealed a few things there. They revealed half that Spider-Man wave at 1027, and then they revealed the other half of that wave at the next day at MCM Comic Con. This year it's flipped reverse, where the MCM reveals will be the Saturday, the 26th, and then 10/27 will be the Sunday. So are they going to split a wave again this year? Again, speculation maybe, or maybe just a few random reveals for the 2025. I don't know. But again, there will be plenty of Marvel Legend reveals.
It could be another Spider-Man wave.
It could be. We've got some grayscale teases of Spider-Man accessories or parts and pieces. It could be finally the reveals of.
Are they doing a reveal of Luca Comic Con after the last?
No, this is me. This is me guessing, right? This list here is just me on Photoshop. I'm guessing, right? So my point is, last year at Luca Comic Con and Games, there was a convention hall with like 2 people there, and they revealed Lilandra, and we were thankfully for us in the community, there was a guy with a Nokia Nokia 3310 at the back of the convention that noticed this and knew that the Legends community would need to know this information and did take a quick snap on his potato phone. And that one image is literally all we had for weeks. I even messaged the Hasbro team.
It took him about a month to get like proper promo images out.
I literally reached out to Hasbro directly and said, look, we know Lalandra's been revealed. Can we have a picture, please? It's like, it just took ages. For ages, we had this grainy picture of Lalandra. But anyway, my point is, there was a reveal there, and Luca Comic and Games Festival, which is in Italy, by the way, for anyone curious, it's in Italy, is happening again at the end of the month. Now, it does run into the 1st and 2nd of November as well. I'm not too sure if there will be a reveal. That's just me saying there could be, okay? There could be, all right? I'm just having a conversation here amongst friends on YouTube, all right? So there could be. But guaranteed, Marvel Legend reveals at New York Comic Con, MCM Comic Con in London, and 10/27 for Hasbro Pulse Premium, and anyone else who gets the link, unless they do it exclusively on Zoom again, which no one could figure out how to even watch it. I had Pulse members messaging me going, how to watch it. I'm like, I'm not even a Pulse member, that's Rich. And Rich is like, I'm the only one here.
I watched it. It was exciting times.
Yeah, so 10/27, at least they do reveals at 10/27, all right? So yeah, Marvel Legends reveals are incoming, all right? So let me get into my Mephisto speculation. Let's just get this out of the way so people can then leave, all right? Because, again, I'm well aware this is clickbait.
Get my coat.
I'm well aware it's a clickbait title. But Mephisto is coming is fair game. It's a fair speculation. It's like, I have my reasonings and I'm about to explain, okay? So, the Engine of Vengeance, the HasLab campaign, it came and went, all right? We've talked about that. We're bored of it. We're not talking about that. But the 3 tiers were separate action figures, all right? It was the Goblin Queen, Madeline Pryor. It was Damien Hallstrom. And it was Mephisto, okay? They were the 3 tiers. And we got told that if the HasLab doesn't fund, it is unlikely that we will get those figures in those incarnations in the line, all right? So we waited a year. And then this year in 2024... we have since gotten those characters, but granted, in a slightly different variation or incarnation, just like they promised, okay? So here's my highly technical graphics. Here we go. So Madeline Pryor was teased via the Engine of Vengeance as an unlockable tier. Never happened, but we did get Madeline Pryor as part of the X-Men 97 wave. This is wave 2, wasn't it, I think? With little baby Cable, yeah? So, granted, the costume was a little bit different, but it was more accurate to the X-Men 97 show, so I'm not mad about that at all. So it was nice to at least add that character to our collection. Damien Hallstrom is out right now. I think he's shipping in different places, available right now, part of the Strange Tales wave, which is the Blackheart Build-A-Figure wave. Blackheart, in case you are wondering, is Mephisto's son, but anyway, I digress. But yes, Damien Hallstrom is now released. And again, you'll notice it's basically the same, virtually the same. Like, I'm sure there is a slight difference between the two, and I'm sure
he's on a pinless body, whereas the one they showed for HasLab was on a pin body.
There you go. So it's an upgrade, if anything. It's an upgrade from what we could have got or would have got if the campaign was successful. So my point is, Madeline has happened now, and so is Damien Hallstrom. That's happened now. Mephisto is the last one left, right? We are rolling into October, all right? Halloween season. We've just had the Blackheart Build-A-Figure wave. Blackheart is Mephisto's son. Ryan Ting is teasing, all right? He's teasing that there will be another big reveal at New York Comic Con because Giant Man ends the day before, okay? Go and watch Hasbro PulseCon. I'm not pulling this out my ass. He says it, all right?
Dragon Man ends.
Yeah, what did I say? Giant Man.
Giant Man.
Yeah, my bad. Giant Man.
Next week.
Yeah, he's coming soon. Giant Man's coming. But yes, Dragon Man, Dragon Man, the pre-order window for that. And remember, if you want that, it's not a HasLab. If you want it, you pre-order it, you get it. Nice and simple, easy, done. It looks great as well. So that campaign, or that pre-order window, shall we say, ends the day before New York Comic Con. So let's go back to that for a second. New York Comic Con's the 17th. So I'm guessing Dragon Man ends on the 16th, right? Got to. Someone double check for me. But yes, Dragon Man, the pre-order window, pre-order Dragon Man before
I'm
the
not
16th.
Google. Who knows?
Who knows? So all I'm saying is, what a great time. The stars could align for Mephisto to be that New York Comic Con reveal. All right? Again, this is just a guess from me. I have no inside knowledge on this. Trust me. I don't know anything. It's just me just pulling shit together and thinking, for the record, right, if I had to place a bet, you'd know me. I like to place a bet and go, eat my hat. And I'm usually pretty right if I say that, because I haven't ate my hat yet, okay? but I don't feel confident to do that, right? I'm not placing any bets on this. I do not feel confident. This is more a want from me, because I do think Mephisto is a character we deserve to have in the Marvel Legends line. I had the opportunity to buy the Diamond Select Mephisto this week. I seen it at a toy store. It was about 70 quid without his throne, and I didn't want it. Moved along. I walked on by because I'm like, no, I have hope. I have faith that the Marvel Legends team know it's a gap that needs to be filled. He's got to be one of the biggest villains within Marvel full stop period that we have yet to get in the Marvel Legends line. And again, people were a little bit disappointed he was tied up with that HasLab campaign, but again, we're not going there again. But in regards to the character of Mephisto, I think universally the community would agree he'd be a great addition to our collections. So as we roll into New York Comic Con, as that as that Dragon Man campaign ends, and we need another big character for another bigger scale pre-order, which is what Ryan and Dwight seemed to be alluding to. But again, these guys are marketers. They know, they're manipulating us to think what they want us to think, okay? I'm well aware of that. So I may be just catching their bait here. But let's just say they're being genuine and saying, no, there is another bigger pre-order coming after Dragon Man. October, Halloween season, Mephisto. Right, Rich, I know you're zoning out. You're going into a different place here.
I'm concentrating.
Is there any... Do you understand at least where I'm pulling this from? Does it is it an educated... Yeah. Assumption or guess?
I understand, because it's like we pulled the Madeline Pryor guess out of thin air last year. We're not thin air. The signs were all there, and we were right. But again, we give two options for that. We said it was either going to be from the Dark Reign, like a more modern look, or they were going to go with X-Men '97, and they did. They went with X-Men '97. So this is where I think with Mephisto, I don't know if they're going to do this look, and I wonder. Right, so at the minute, on Disney Plus, Agatha All Along is currently airing, and there's lots of theories and stuff going on. Now, when WandaVision came on, it was all about Mephisto. It's all Mephisto behind it, and then it turned out it wasn't. And now this time, so Mephisto hasn't. There is a tiny mention. That's not a spoiler, but someone mentions Mephisto this week. It's just a throwaway line.
Okay.
But all the theories seem to be saying all these characters who we don't know are Wiccan, the teenage character is Wiccan, and this evil character is Blackheart, who is the son of Mephisto in the comics, but has been gender swapped for the Disney Plus show. But what if that's not right, Dan? What if that's not right? What if this teen character is Blackheart, and what if the Aubrey Plaza's character is a gender swap Mephisto? What if we get Mephisto? Because we went Disney Plus wave this year, so there must be a Disney Plus wave due at some point. I mean, the Acolyte had a Who Line of Black series, so obviously Disney want to push that stuff. So what about an Agatha reveal of Mephisto and it's Aubrey Plaza's character? What if that happened?
I have not started watching Agatha Harkness yet, so I'm completely out of the loop of all of these, or everything that you're talking about. I will watch it. I want a few episodes to build up first, to be honest. But Agatha Harkness will still be on during October, right? I think they're.
I think it finishes on Halloween. I think the last episode is Halloween week.
Exactly. So again, I just think a lot of the stars are aligning for a great time. Now, again, if they don't reveal Mephisto, it's fine, whatever. I'm sure he will still come at some point. He's a character that they will eventually get to. This is the hand-painted prototype they showed off at New York Comic Con 2 years ago. So in 2022, they showed this off in hand. All right, so if they're going to do Mephisto, they probably will tweak this a little bit, like Rich alluded to. Just jump into the chat for a second. Justin Collect says, so when did so-and-so say Mephisto? Look, it's nothing to do with our friend. Trust me, he doesn't tell us shit. It's nothing to do with that. If you listened to me, Justin, I tell you exactly where I've pulled this from. And I think it's just a fun assumption, that's all. So again, New York Comic Con happens on the 17th. Dragon Man ends on the 16th. Another big pre-order is coming to New York Comic Con. Again, that's a guess. I don't know that for sure. That's just a guess based on the teasers that we've been given. That, and it is October. We've got the Blackheart wave out, his son. And again, if Hasbro are adding Blackheart to a Build-A-Figure wave, there's no way you have a conversation about Blackheart without mentioning Mephisto. So as they're sat around their little boardroom or their Zoom calls, however they do it this day and age, and they're speculating who should be the Build-A-Figure for a Strange Tales wave, do you reckon Mephisto never came up? Of course he did. But they chose Blackheart, his son. So it means Mephisto goes somewhere else. Is it here? Is it so we could have his throne? Do you know, is it going to be another pre-order only item where Mephisto and his throne?
Kang just like a test in the waters exactly. To do Mephisto.
First time this year we got a throne. We've been saying they could do furniture. We love our little 1/12 scale furniture. Fed up am I of buying Doll's House furniture from eBay and Etsy. I want finally official Marvel Legend furniture this year with Kang. So again, could that Kang release also be a little wink and nod to say, yeah, you know what, we're giving you some thrones this year? So again, the Marvel Select is out there if you feel like you need to fill that gap. I know our friend Tanner that brought that for a pretty penny on eBay, I think about a year or so ago, is probably sitting there hoping that it's not Mephisto. And you know what? Again, I'm not betting it is. I'm not a betting man. I don't think it will be Mephisto on New York Comic Con. But if it is, I'll be very happy about it, okay? So just throwing it out to the chat. Chat, I'll come and read some of the comments now, so please type away. And my question is, do you reckon there is any type of logic that makes sense to what I'm saying, okay? When I talk about, why I've put this together, like, is there any, am I just talking shit, all right? Are you just thinking, Dan, shut up, right? Are you just thinking, Dan, shut up, you don't know what you're talking about? Or are you thinking, do you know what? I understand why you've come to that conclusion, but I just don't think it's the time yet. But again, we've had both of these this year. Mephisto now is at the remaining one, and the stars are aligning. That's all I'm saying. If they don't do Mephisto right now, it's a missed opportunity. Because let's be honest, everything that I've said is genuine. It's Halloween season, right? It's October. Halloween season. Perfect time for a character based on the devil. Let's be honest, right? His son is the current Build-A-Figure of a wave that's hitting retail right now, okay? There's two other great reasons. The Dragon Man is a concept now that's a pre-order only item at a higher price point. That's if you want it, you can get it. That's ending before the reveals. There's another good reason. There are plenty of places that it could be revealed this year, this month. There's another reason. Like, come on, I'm giving you. I'm not just making it up. All right, I'm just saying. Let's go to the chat. I know I'm stretching. I told you it was a slow news week, Rich. I needed something. All right, need to make this last. Need to stretch this out for an hour and a half. Okay, let's go and see what some of the chat. I got money in the bank. Justin Collects gives me some money. I appreciate that, Justin.
Justin Collects donated $4.99.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry, wasn't listening. Out of practice on listening since you haven't streamed in so long.
He's an idiot.
Also, this all sounds like one big conspiracy theory to me.
Justin Collects says, sorry, haven't been listening. Out of practice since you haven't streamed in so long. He's taken the mick because I missed the week, right? We had the week off, all right? Sue us.
You had the week off.
Okay, look, Justin has shot himself in the foot, right? Because he started streaming now. As soon as that guy misses a stream on a Saturday, I'm going to come after him. I'm going to be like, oh, okay, Mr. Consistent. So, yeah, let's see Justin get to 208 episodes without missing a week, all right? And
he's already lost his first co-host because he's gone. David Evans Smith, I think, offed him in the background.
Yeah, like,
David, that's bad. Yeah.
It sounds like a sentence that would happen. That's all I'm saying. Right, let me... okay, Compulsive Collector, thank you very much, John. He says, yes, summon the Lord of Hal in October so that he may reign all over the collections. Praise his name. Yes, I'm glad John is on our same page. So, yes, John, I agree with you. Let's summon him in plastic form, at least. Not no real rituals or what. Arvin is saying, everything is too perfectly aligned now with Blackheart Wave and Agatha all along. So see what I mean? There are pieces. People are understanding. Jay says, I don't think they would do him so close to Blackheart. Maybe this time next Halloween. But I'd do sign me up. If they do sign me up, I assume is he meant. Kurt say, didn't Black Series put out a Jedi Luke similar to the one that was advertised in a failed Rancor? More proof the theory is Dan is correct. Yeah, I think again the Hasbro teams have always been very transparent and said that the figures wouldn't happen in the same way, but they tweak them a little bit and it's fair game. Paul says, I think you're right, mate. He has to be on the horizon. Robert says, yes, it makes sense to me, and I'm hoping you are right. Damien says, we can hope he's with his throne. It would be a fab set, absolutely. Cloud says, there's absolutely a chance we see Mephisto. They already started tooling. He's a huge character. He's got to happen. I agree. Death Star says, pipe dream, but I like it. No, I agree. I'm well aware, I'm very self-aware of this, by the way. I'm aware this is me just trying to will a character into existence. Again, I've been collecting Legends for a long time. I think Mephisto is a gap. We got teased with him, but again, the whole package wasn't really right for us. But again, that's in the past now. Let's move forward. Hasbro are definitely on an uptick this year.
I think taking over a whole stream just to do this, though, is a bit ridiculous. And join us next week for the top 10 Generation X figures that should be in Legend form. Coming next week on XTRA.
Absolutely fine with that. Absolutely fine with that. But no, I'm well aware. Today was a slow news week. And I wanted to say, don't worry, people. It's a slow news week, but we're going to have plenty to talk about in October, all right? Lots of reveals happening in October. So I'm just trying to will something in existence. I like how Jay's just deleted Justin's super chat for... No,
he timed him out. He's timed him out as well.
Okay. He's got the spanner. What can I do? I've trusted
Don't make me get my big spanner out, Jay, and ban you as well.
Yeah, Rich has the almighty spanner. A Mephisto in every classroom across the country, I say. Says, look, if Alexi says it, Alexi speaks for the people, right? So if Alexi says it, it must be true. I did enjoy Alexi being on Justin's show this week, did elevate his show to another level. To be fair, if he's not on it next week, I might not even bother tuning in. But yeah, I did appreciate seeing Alexi.
I enjoy David Evan Smith a lot, and I hope he continues to pay you money every month. I wouldn't after that, this.
He didn't wear the Legend of Liquor t-shirt, though, so I feel like he's picking sides, which I don't like. He's picking the wrong side, is all I'm saying. Let me scroll up a little bit. Robert says, I'm surprised that the Marvel Selectors not re-released their version. That's true. They have been on a bit of a re-release hype, as we did eventually get that Watcher after everyone... Those rumours spread on the internet that they lost the tooling for Watcher, but then the Watcher just got re-released, so that was clearly a lie. I'd rather have an accurate Goblin Queen over Mephisto, says Fortress Maximus. What do you feel about that one, Rich?
We'd all love accurate Madeline Pryor with an underboob.
Yeah,
we, Dan?
Justice for underboob. Yeah, so you can see the Madeline that they originally teased is a little bit more comic leaning, but still not.
That's why he didn't fund. If they'd have put tits on display, he would have gone.
It's only underboob anyway, isn't it? It's not like she's got her nipples out. It should be fair game, especially when this is a product based to adult collectors. Hasbro have the analytics now to prove that it's adults that are spending the money on this stuff. Just go all in, all right? Just get them.
Isn't all boob good though? Underboob, overboob, side boob.
The problem
is, all boob.
When they put stuff at retail, they have to obviously make sure it's PG. And they have on their packaging, they have that 4+ symbol. Just release it like fan channel only. Get rid of the 4+ logo. Like, just give us a comic accurate.
Man of Satan got full boob on display, and he's got a pentagram on his chest. Would somebody think of the children? Like, think of the children.
Who says that? Is it Maud Flanders? No, it's Revelyn Lovejoy's missus that says that one. Helen Lovejoy. That's the one. Yeah. She says, well, someone think of the children. One episode she wasn't around, so Mo said it as well. It was pretty funny. So yeah, look again. It's absolutely fair game. Mephisto, come on, I'm just willing it into the universe. Would you want him? Like, do you want him? Do you even care? If Mephisto was released in the same sort of format as Dragon Man,
Dragon Man? No, I wouldn't want to pay.
No, I'm about to. You didn't let me finish my sentence. At a price point, okay. At a price point that you felt comfortable with, whatever that may be, is he a character that you would like to add to your Marvel collection?
I mean, I would get him because he interacts with everyone. Like, he's interacts with X Factor. Like, that's where I know him from most. Like, from the New Mutants. I think he was dating Magma at one point, or went on a couple of dates with Magma. Yeah.
How does Mephisto go on a date? By the way, how does that happen? Like, do you take Mephisto
she's
bowling?
Fire, and so I suppose like she can just like take him up for dates.
Can you imagine being bowling alley or some crappy first date venue, and you just turn over and see a big red flaming devil, like just on a date? It's just weird to imagine. Okay, but yes, continue. You want him in your collection?
Yeah, I would get him. I mean, I think though that if he comes to his throne, I could see it being a deluxe. But if it was just like a normal figure, surely it could just be in a normal wave. I don't think he's like he's not like, I know he's taller, but he's not like a builder figure type of character.
Well, that's why if he's going to be at a higher price point, like a throne would be perfect. Like soft good cape as well. Like, because let's be honest, the one they teased here is plastic cape, like we're used to a Legends. It's the Legends aesthetic. But if you're going to give us a throne, then he needs to be able to sit down. So you either give us a removable, interchangeable soft goods cape and like please both parties. Because if you've been collecting Legends for a long time, I know there's collectors out there that don't like soft goods. I think John in the chat, Compulsive Collector, is one of those people where he's like, I don't want soft goods on my Marvel Legends. It doesn't make sense to the Legends aesthetic, which I agree with to a certain extent. But then I also see the other side of the argument where when you're posing and taking pictures and want to create dramatic displays, the plastic capes can be limiting, and a soft good cape does give you more ability to have a more dynamic display. It's only if they're going to give us bendy wire with it as well, though. So I think if you're going to give us a Mephisto at a higher price point, a throne, yes. A soft goods cape so we can sit down is another good idea. Interchangeable heads with different expressions. They did the swappable faces. He doesn't change his hairstyle much, does he? Let's be honest. So, and they gave us swappable faces with Kang. So you could, like, if that is that something they want to do moving forward, like I know some people were frustrated that they couldn't build their Kang variants because that old Kang hasn't got the swappable faceplate. I know David Evan Smith was mad about that, and I sort of agree. But for a character what
other faces would you want with Mephisto?
I don't know, a cheeky face. Cheeky Mephisto. I don't know. I'm just throwing
shit out. Drink Mephisto. I'm just throwing out cigar, Mephisto.
I'm just throwing it out there. I don't know. Just a non-teeth expression Mephisto. And then a gritted teeth. And then an open mouth Mephisto. And then a shocked Mephisto. Then a happy Mephisto. Then a smart. Then a confused Mephisto. And then a cold Mephisto. What's that in Joey and Friends where it's like, oh, I'm old. And now I'm cold. Ignore me. I'm just being an idiot. But no, surely he's got to be in the pipeline. Hasbro always work a year in advance, don't they? So if he's after Chameleon, Retro Card of Chameleon's one of my biggest wants, as you know. But just as a Marvel villain that we haven't got in our collection, like we've got Doom, we've got Red Skull, we've got Kang, we've got Ultron, we've got Magneto, we've got Apocalypse, like all these big Marvel villains that come to your mind. Mephisto's in that list, and we don't have him in plastic form. Like, I'm just saying, sooner rather than later, and it's a good time. That's all. Good time. All right, I'll get it. I'll shut up now. But there you go. It's got to happen at some point. But yes, lots of reveals. Just genuine question for the chat? Am I missing any conventions from this little list that I put together? I sometimes there's probably like another one in France or something that I've completely forgot about. Is anyone else in the chat aware of somewhere else that we have had reveals for in the past? This list.
It's Cardiff Comic Con, I think.
Cardiff Comic Con. Are they going to have a reveal?
It get more viewers than Luca.
It probably.
Phil Jones could reveal it. There we go.
Rich could do a reveal at Cardiff Comic Con. Hasbro.
Shemai Croeso Cardiff Comic Con.
Look, the chat will go mad that they can't understand you again. All right,
they can't anyway. So it makes they'd be like, "You speaking normally? What's going on?"
Compulsive Collector does follow up and says all soft goods and 1/12 figures look silly, and the fabric Hasbro uses is too cheap to scale down. Worth a damn. It ruins the look of the figures. That's
you might as well just buy a Barbie. That's what I
John's
think.
opinion, not mine. Don't come after me. I know there's people out there that spend a lot of money on Mezcos. I don't go near Mezcos. I agree.
They're just like Barbies, aren't they? Just Barbies.
It was like who was it? What's his name? Jacob Toys posted a reel showing off an outfit, a red spandex outfit on an action figure, and like it's the most liked comment I've ever gotten on anything ever. All I did was just a little cheeky joke, of like, oh, it looks like Britney Spears, and everybody agreed with me. And to be fair to Justin, he did put up a video acknowledging that afterward. But all fun and games. But yeah, I'm just personally not a fan of soft goods. I don't mind the odd cape. Shout out Rebel 10 Customs, one of the best in the game. She sent me a soft good cape for my Thor, for my Herald of Galactus Thor, and it looks epic. Like, it genuinely does look good. It does enhance the figure. So there are definitely occasions where it can improve the figure, but you can't scale down like a 1/12 suit. Like John said, it just doesn't look right. You can't layer all that fabric on top of each other at that scale and make it look form-fitting. Just doesn't work. But again, that's just my opinion. There are some occasions where it does work. Damien says
the Hellfire Club thing is the only one I've got soft good capes on, because they just fall over with those hard capes. So I've got Cosmic Capes, White Queen, and Celine as well, and like they balance much better with those capes.
As I said, there's definitely occasions where soft goods can enhance a figure at this scale. I have some examples on my display. I'm not completely against soft goods when it's used right, but yeah, I don't need a full-on soft goods 3-piece suit. You know, like, it's just unnecessary. A few people agree with John in the chat. Robert Falcon says, I 100% agree about cloth capes to Compulsive Collector. Right, some of the other places there could be reveals people are throwing at me. Rick Jones says Legions Con. I don't think Legions Con will have any Legends reveals. But considering that,
I mean, they should, for the amount of
this is what I was about to say
on at this bloody show.
I was about to say, considering how much Legions take us over Legends and Liquor every other Sunday, thanks to Cloud and to Michael, I may as well gate crash Legions with some Marvel Legends and be like, this is Cloud and Michael's fault. So I doubt there'll be any Legends revealed at Legions Con, very much so. There's going to be nothing at MCM Birmingham. MCM Birmingham's irrelevant when there's an MCM London. Jay says there's somewhere in Germany, Games Con in Germany. Has there ever been a reveal there in the past, though? I think there hasn't. Nine reveals. There's going to be 9 reveals in Germany, exclusively heard from Rich there. Rhode Island Comic Con, says Mike Heck. You're just throwing random, like, the convention, the fucking community hall down the road with a knitting club isn't going to have a reveal. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Luca Comics and Games, you might as well just go into the car park in Rhode Island and shout it into the car park, and you'd have more of an audience than you did in Luca.
Look, they revealed something at Luca. That's why it's on the list. As last year they revealed Lilandra at Luca. It's based on existing reveals. It's based off last year's template. That's why it's on my list, all right? Will they have it again this year? I don't know. But if they do, I hope that guy is back with his potato phone. Hopefully, he's got a phone upgrade by then. I don't know. It is 2024. Phone upgrades are not out of sight. I myself upgraded to an iPhone 15 Pro for the first... I literally went from an iPhone 8 to an iPhone 15 Pro. I feel like a spaceman. I had to watch a video to learn how to use this fucking thing. Honestly. My reel game's going to be crazy, though. Watch out for those reels, people. Reels are incoming. You're going to hate the content coming from me now. Designer Con in Las Vegas, says Rick Jones. Have any Legends reveals actually happened there, though? I don't know. That's a question. Dan, I think there's going to be a reveal at D's. What's D? Oh, okay. He's a funny guy. I know where he's about to go with that one. This is why I should read comments before I read them out loud, isn't it? It's my own fault. That's a YouTube mistake. Jay, put him in a timeout again, please. A fucking idiot. Derek Jackson says Mezco soft goods. Rock, stop hating. I'm not hating. I didn't want this to look like I was hating. Go after John. Go after Compulsive Collector. He hates all soft goods. He doesn't mind saying that. I don't mind them. I do have a couple of Mezcos that I don't display. Do you know what? I don't trust the comments at this moment in time. People are just going to throw random shit at me that I don't know if it is believable or not. So I'm just going to ignore yous. For the minute. Going to ignore yous. For now, this list will do fine. Let's go back. I'm getting cold, Rich. I'm getting cold. Let's go back. Let's go back to this. Let's heat up a little bit. All right? You feel toasty there. Should have brought some marshmallows on a stick. Dan just pulled a wrong burgundy.
Save the children! On vacation.
They're coming through the back door. There are some funny parts of Anchorman. Cloud says, I never really cared for soft goods, but Legions have done them well, and there is a solid number of customizers out there that do great work. Yeah, I'm not arguing with that. As I said, I have Rebel 10 Customs is the first one that comes to mind, but I know in the UK we've got Cosmic Capes, we've got Scoticus Customs as well. Do amazing work. Jay says another minute for Justin. Twice in one stream is a record. Look, just keep muting him. I don't mind. I don't mind. I don't like that kid at the minute. Do we need Dan and Rich action figures? If they want to go out of business, they could make them. I would
buy the bulk of the skull from Super 7, shave his head off, and away you go. There you go. He's done.
Funny stuff.
We should cosplay bulk and skull. Like, there we go. That's what we could do.
We could. I do need a cosplay idea for Comic-Con. That'd be fun. Okay, I'm ignoring the chat from. Oh no, I'm going. I've got a super channel membership token from your boy's got toys. I will not ignore him. He says we need AI to start making 112 soft goods instead of stealing the writers' jobs. I'm sure there are better uses for AI. So yes, maybe.
That made these graphics with AI. Like, how was it work?
I don't need AI. All these graphics is done with my own hands and knowledge. That's why
you animated every flame, didn't you? Every little flame on it.
Look, yeah, what else is whatever YouTube channels live? Everyone else just uses StreamYard. Come on now, turn on the flame effect on StreamYard. Oh wait, you can't. Yeah, that's right, YouTubers, up your game. I got flames. I'm so getting cancelled. I don't care. Mephisto's coming, and I've got flames. Rich, say something else.
So yeah, Quicksilver's coming out soon. Looks really good.
Look, stay there. Let's have a look at Quicksilver. There we go. Let's get rid of the flames. So is this a custom you banged up before the show, or the official figure?
This is, I just made it myself. Just happened to fall into my hands.
Genuine question. We've already got the blue Quicksilver. Now, obviously, we're getting the green. Which is your preference, blue or green?
Do you know what I want? Is more modern look from like Uncanny Valley.
They still can't get it right. They still can't get it right.
But to me, blue, because blue fits with X Factor, I think, and that's where like I first came across Quicksilver in the comic book. But again, like for classic Avengers, this kind of like fits in, I suppose. I wish he'd had like lime green rather than white, like gloves and boots, but it kind of works.
Did he have lime green boots and gloves?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. My mind's eye would always be with the white, but I'm not going to challenge that.
The white was with the blue costume, I think. But like, yeah, when Quicksilver had his green costume, it was more like limey green.
The chat are sort of 50-50, to be fair. Rick Jones says blue. Your boy's got toys says green. Spidey Dude Radio Network says, hey, StreamYard is great. We are slandering his stream. Why are we slandering StreamYard? Sorry, I did not mean to go after StreamYard. I genuinely do apologise. It's just me being an idiot. StreamYard is great. It is great. Next week I'll be on StreamYard just to make it even. The Strong Collector says blue for sure. The Strong Collectors, right? I watched their stream yesterday, Rich, where they were ranking the Iron Man figures. They were literally ranking Iron Man figures. I literally was shouting at my computer screen. Like, that was how frustrated they were getting me. I was like, why is he there? Like, what are you doing? Like, very frustrating. Like, I definitely am enjoying the Strong Collectors content at the minute, although I don't agree with a lot of it, but I'm enjoying it all the same. It's your favourite YouTube channel, right?
I liked the Strong Collectors list, and I endorsed the Iron Man list. I endorse it.
Of course he does. I don't. To be fair, I did get them to push up the Hulkbuster, and I think that's only fair considering I have actually had the Hulkbuster in my hands. So I think my opinion is a little bit valid on that in that one. That was probably Jordan angering you. Yeah, it was Jordan. Yeah, Jordan. Terrible opinions. No, only joking. I like them both. I like them both, Dakota and Jordan. Blue, but it's close, says Encounter Culture. Brotherhood of Evil Mutants Green, says Super Soul. I blinked a lot at the AI Iron Man, their placement. Yeah, he did place AI Iron Man very high, didn't he? I agree, you've always got toys. That was one that had me scratching my head as well. Didn't get that one either. It was basically
something a bit different, isn't it? It looked different.
It was a Game of Us repaint. It was blah, blah, blah. I always knew Pedro and Wanda as Brotherhood members, so green for me, says your boy's got toys. I'm going to put the green one with my villains, like Evil Brotherhood of Mutants, and the blue one with my Avengers. For when I think it was Captain America that recruited them, right? In like issue 4, was it 4?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how I'm going to display them. That's why I don't mind having both. Green for a bad guy Quicksilver, blue for good guy Quicksilver. That's as simple as that for my display, and they'll be in different spots on the shelf. So I don't mind having multiple of the same character. I always will find a separate place to put them on the shelf, fill out those teams.
Have you got a Beast Cube, yeah?
I haven't, but I should. I've started to open... I had the proper dilemma, Rich. Do you know the beasts that I got for Christmas off you? Go and watch the video on my channel. I do a whole Christmas Day unboxing video, and Rich basically got me all these different beast figures and comics. It's great. I had a great time. Literally, the only presents I opened for Christmas. Rich made my Christmas, essentially. But I can now create a beast...
I can't wait to get my present this year. What are you going to do, Dad? What are you going to do?
Oh, no, yeah, shit. I should return the favour. But I don't have... Shit, I need an inventory. What's he got and he hasn't got? I'll get you a Jubilee cutout.
Yay!
What legends did I get? I'll shout out Dominique Smith. Dominique Smith did help me out and send me over the free pack that was a pain in the ass to get on UK and US pull. So I now have the Cabal free pack thanks to Dominique Smith who sent it over. So I appreciate that.
Amazon UK cancelled all our orders and you can't get it anywhere else.
It makes no sense. But Dominique hit me up and he sent me a nice picture. Look at this. I've got some original art from Dominique Smith of Doom. Cool. Saying thank you, but no, thank you, Dominic Smith, much appreciated. And also, our friend and yours, Rich, Rob Pollock, sent me over. He posted a picture on Twitter. He found that X-Men pack. Do you know, like the smaller figures? So I messaged him. I'll go get me one. And he sent it over with a few little goodies in it as well. So I got some more Donnies, more Donatellos to add to my shelf. But I also got these now, Rich. You know the ones you sent me for review?
Oh, and you got Gambit as well, who only came in that pack.
Exactly. So, and I think Mike Hex has been able to track me one down as well. So I will be able to gift you a Gambit, Rich. Right?
Woohoo!
So you can have a Gambit too. So I am spreading the love. So yeah, don't you worry. I'll hook you up with a Gambit if Mike found me that other one, which I think he did. So yes,
I mean, if anyone wants to post me 6-inch Frenchmen, please, hit me up.
6 Frenchmen, did you say?
I'll take that as well, Dad. Yeah, go on.
What did you say?
6-inch.
Oh, I thought you said, well, someone posted
little,
6 Frenchmen.
He's only 3.75.
Like, why French? It doesn't matter. What about your X Factor team, Dan, missing Quicksilver? A blue Quicksilver would work with X Factor. Wasn't blue Quicksilver on like the team card in the Marvel in the cards, right? If I remember correctly, blue Quicksilver goes with X Factor, right? Or new? No, it's X Factor. It's new.
Yeah, X Factor.
Yeah. Okay. So blue Quicksilver will go with X Factor. Green Quicksilver goes with the Evil Brotherhood of Mutants because we're getting Destiny. Was Destiny in that team? She was in. No, Quicksilver wasn't in Destiny's team. Quicksilver was in Magneto's team, right? Was Quicksilver right? So there's Brotherhood of Mutants, which is Magneto's team, and then there's the Evil Brotherhood of Mutants, which is Mystique's team. Quicksilver was only in that.
Yeah, he was in Magneto's one.
Yeah, so he'd be green for the Magneto team. Agreed. Blue Quicksilver was in the Family Matters free pack. That is correct, Rush. Was someone asking that question? Green was in the original team, says Rush as well. Rich M, did you ever watch Glenn Webb videos, says James?
Yeah, I did. Glenn Webb taught me how to set a white balance when I used to do my videos back in the day. And he was like, and I was just like, why does this video look pink? And he messaged me and he goes, have you set the white balance? I was like, what's the white balance? And he explained it to me.
Didn't you do media at uni?
I didn't do camera work though, Dan. I did writing and producing, Dan. That's what I did.
Oh, fair enough. I was just trying to figure out your age then for back in the day.
I just used to shout at people like,
Glenn Webb, it was genuinely one of my, if not my favourite YouTuber. So yeah, I genuinely do miss his content. I would love to hear Glenn's opinion on the toys and stuff like now. Do you know, like I miss his presence within the community. And if you
go back, Glenn, of course, all the videos that are on there, go back and watch. Leave a comment.
Absolutely, him and Craig Warwick had a podcast as well, which I always enjoyed. So yeah, all his content is still there. Like honestly, you
should message Craig. Get Craig back on, yeah.
Yeah, Craig's been on our stream. Craig has been on our stream before for sure. Craig dips in and out, doesn't he? I don't know if he hates us, hates the toy community at the minute. So I'll reach out to Craig. I do like Craig a lot. Okay. What time is it? Okay, we got a bit of time, Rich. We got a bit of time. I've had my little Mephisto sort of soapbox. Again, I hope it happens. Fingers crossed. But If it doesn't, okay, it's not the end of the world. It's fine. I'm still concerned about Retro Chameleon as well, but again, it's going to be an interesting end to the year for when it comes to Marvel Legend reveals. I know, who was it? Phil still really wants a Werewolf by Night. So Super Soul's in the chat, actually. I know he really wants one as well, to go with that Man Thing. Good time for him to be revealed with Halloween as well. So we will do some more speculation videos as we approach these conventions. But any more questions or speculations from me and Rich before we get out of here? We got another 15 minutes. So is that a new story or is it an older story?
Well, I mean, Generation X isn't around anymore now, but this is the 4th epic collection of Generation X stories come out this week, now available in shops. This collects perhaps the worst run of Generation X stories, so don't start with this one. But yeah, it's got Terry Dodson art in it. This is when Terry Dodson starts drawing it, who is perhaps, after Chris Bachalo, is my second favourite Generation X artist. So yeah, that's good. Look, and they go back to school in the school uniforms. But the next collection 5, the Jay Faber, Terry Dodson run, that is probably the best apart from the Lobdell Bachelor era. So yeah, pick up volumes 1 and 2 and then see how you go.
Have they never remade Generation X with a new team like they always do with the other X-Men teams? Like every other X-Men team.
Yeah, they did bring it back a couple of years ago, and Jubilee was, when she was in a vampire form, she was like the teacher. And Quentin Quire was on the team. Like, I think, was it Ibai was on the team? There was lots of, like, young mutants on it. And then at the end, Quentin removed Jubilee's vampire powers. And Chamber was a teacher as well. And then Monet came back, like, she was M-Plate. And she was, like, the villain at the end. And they saved Monet. They got M-Plate out of her and stuff like that. So, yeah, that was a good series. I didn't mind Generation X Volume 2. So yeah, it's quite good.
Another question for you, Rich. I know obviously a lot of people know that you're a comic fan. Who is your favourite artist and writer, just in general in Marvel? If you had to pick, do you have a favourite?
Artist-wise, like Chris Bachalo, Terry Dodson, I would like read anything by. I really like writer-wise, Greg Rucka. I like a lot. I would read anything by him. Like Jay Faber, who's gone into like writing TV now. But he does lots of good comic books.
What's he done that I'd be familiar with? Or
so Jay Faber,
like character-wise,
you probably wouldn't. I mean, he did Generation X. He did the second volume of New Warriors with Marvel, but then he went into do his own thing with Image. So he did like Noble Causes, which is like a superhero like soap drama. It's really good, like that. Copperhead. He did this like big sci-fi. You probably most know him. He wrote on Zoo, the TV series, and Supergirl. He was writing on Supergirl TV series as well.
That's
Zoo,
what Jay Faber
wrote.
Did you say
Zoo? Yeah.
Oh no,
it was Zoo, a TV series called Zoo. Did you not watch that?
Was it about a zoo?
No, it was like
false advertising. If I'm going to go and watch a TV show called Zoo, I expect to see some animals. Is that wrong for thinking that?
Could be, yeah. Could be. Yeah, maybe.
That is some false advertising. If I would have been pissed if I'd sat down and go, back to see some animals. No, false advertising.
But like at the minute, like Jorge Jimenez, like he's like probably my favorite artist at the minute. Like Humberto Ramos, I always love. Like he's got like, I like people who've got like their own kind of style rather than doing like a house style. So like Joe Mad, I love like Joe Madeira, but he never came back and finished Battle Chasers, which was an absolute bullshit. He did this like Kickstarter, funded a game, and he was finally going to put out the last 3 issues, and then he waited like 4 years and then got someone else to draw it. It was like such a waste of time. But yeah, like Joe Quesada, I think does great art. Like Strong Collectors just said about Tim Sale. Tim Sale's a great artist. Ryan Sook, I think, does really great, like darker, kind of edgy art. Like Mike Mignola, Hellboy, does really great art as well. So yeah, I like China Clugston Major, I loved as well. She's like more manga-y. I think she's doing like Babysitters Club school books now. And I think she actually might have got divorced and she's China Major Flores. But Blue Monday by her, absolutely love, from Omni Press. That's a great series. So yeah,
if people want to
see lots of things, Dad. Lots of things.
People genuinely are curious with it. Like if people want to see Rich's pull list, you do genuinely when you pick up your comics. Sometimes you wait a few weeks, but when you pick them up, you do post it on your Instagram page. So if you do want to see what Rich is genuinely reading when he picks up his comics, he does share his comics as well as his toys on his Instagram. So displayed once, it's always there on the screen. You got no reason not to miss it. But no, I always enjoy seeing what Rich is reading. And he will recommend things if he thinks I'd be interested. But I've got so much backtracking to do. I say this all the time, but I use Legends as the sort of driving force to what I'm going to backtrack on. Like if Legends are releasing a character that I'm not familiar with, I want to get clued up about that character, so I'll go back. I did the same thing last year when they revealed at MCM Comic Con last year. They revealed Hallows Eve, and I remember everybody sat on Rich's row when Ryan revealed Hallows Eve. All of us turned to Rich to sort of explain it to him. Even Ryan Ting on stage went, Rich would know, or something like that. So. But again, it's fun to learn. I always say it's fun to learn via the medium. Use action figures as your gateway drug into learning about new characters, and you always find new storylines. Like I hadn't read the story with do you know where Matt Murdock he takes responsibility for that murder, and he goes into prison and asks Elektra to be Daredevil for a little bit, and then Frank Castle gets involved with the hand and the fist and all that. And we got those Marvel Legends, but I wasn't familiar with the story, so I went back, ended up reading the whole bloody story, and now I want that Frank Castle riding the dragon in Legends form. Do you know what I mean? Like, so it's it is worth it.
That Daredevil run by Chip Zdarsky, that's a really good one. And I think Chip Zdarsky, who was like an artist first, I think he did Sex Criminals with Matt Fraction at Image. But like he's writing a lot more now. Like his Batman run at the minute is very, very good. Highly recommend that as well. And yeah, and like Spider-Man life stories that he did as well, that's a really good run as well. A lot like Chip Zdarsky, I would say, like modern day writers. I like a lot of his stuff, so yeah, that's really good.
Can you remember the time that a legend has been revealed and you wasn't familiar with the character?
Red Widow.
Yeah, I suppose. But
I read all 3 of her appearances like while they were announced today.
That's what I'm saying. Like, did you not, when they did that and you're like, okay, that's a character I don't know, did you want to at least go and learn about it, or did you just not care?
So yeah, I was like, who is this character? Red Widow. But I actually read a comic book that she'd been in.
And just
she was just so in the background, and it just didn't even like matter to me who she was. So yeah, I mean, I give Red Widow a lot of shit. I'm sure she could be a good character one day, but I just think there's so many other female and the thing is with the female characters, we get generally like 1 or 2 in a wave a year. So to do a character like that over like a Rachel Summers, like over Mantis, who's never got a figure, and modern day Gamora, like there's so many other good female characters who would sell a lot better as well. I don't get the logic with Red Widow, and she's not in any current storylines. It's not like at least Hallows Eve has had like mini series and been pushed into like the Spider-Man crossovers and stuff like that. Like Red Widow is nowhere at the minute. So they could have done, if they wanted a Widow, do a White Widow who's like going to be the Thunderbolts movie, like a comic book Yelena. Like we had her in her like black costume with all the eyes in it, but they could do like her modern day like white costume. That's super adaptoid one. Yeah. So it's just I don't know. Red Widow to me is just bizarre. I don't get how that
could be a Jesse Falcon pushing from the Marvel point. Could be like, oh, we need to get this character out there a little bit more. We've got big plans for Red Widow. You don't know. Sometimes Marvel are pushing these characters. I read a little bit of, not all of it, but I did read a little bit of Dark Reign because of Chasm and Hallows Eve, and sort of learnt about that because obviously Madeline Pryor is a big part of that. And there are some panels where she looks very similar to the legend we got. Not exactly, but similar. That's why I think those X-Men 97 figures, yes, they're representations of the show, and they'd make a great little section of the shelf, but I like it that they don't have cell shading, and I can put them into my comic display, because I think my Madeline Pryor will probably end up with my comics figures rather than a animated style shelf.
My hack says, don't worry, we'll drown in them Thunderbolts. Did you see Toy Farce's photo where he was like, they made a movie of all the unsold Marvel Legends?
It's sad because I actually I'm genuinely looking forward to the Thunderbolts. Like, I liked those. The only character I don't like, you can guess which one, Rich. Which one did I despise?
Is it Ghost?
No, the other fucking...
I know which one it is because you don't stop going on about it.
Taskmaster.
Do you not think that the twist with Taskmaster is going to be someone else under there now?
I hope that's what I hope. That's what I'm hoping. I hope that not the fallout, but I hope that the negative, because it's nothing against the actress or anything like that. It was the story points that I didn't like. It was like just a cheap cop out to make it relevant. It was like
my guess is she's going to be like there. They're going to unmask at the beginning and she'll be there, but then she's going to get replaced like partway through and they reveal at the end that someone else has like taken over the identity. That's what I think.
I always get his name confused. It's Jason Masters, right? That's the guy. who's like genuinely he trains like the Hydra agents. Like I just think Taskmaster in the comics is like quite a witty, like he's like a quirky character like Deadpool, isn't he? Like he's just funny. He's funny, but then he can copy characters and he's witty. And we didn't get any of that. We got some cool fighting scenes, but like just the character behind the mask was just like the way the story that led to it. I just didn't like it, and I just think, why do that to a character that had so much potential? So I just hope there's some redemption for Taskmaster. I hope they do something different. But I didn't mind Ghost. I don't mind Ghost. I know they've switched up her outfit a little bit. The mask is a little bit more comic accurate, as they have the lights to represent his sort of. He had like a, what did he have, like breathing apparatus, didn't he, or whatever? But those lights are like in a similar design. So I think they're trying to make Ghost a little bit more comic accurate, and it's a cool power set. Ghost's another Marvel legend that we could do a new comic update. Shout out Dante from Infinity Equation, who is the only reason I have Ghost on my display right now. But no, I'm genuinely like not taking the piss, looking forward to the Thunderbolts. I thought the trailer looked great. I really like what's his name, the guy who plays Hopper in Stranger Things. What's his name?
Oh, the one who's married to Lily Allen.
Yeah,
I can't
David
remember his name
Harper.
either.
David Harper.
Yeah, that's it. Harper.
Yeah. So I really like him. Like again, I love Stranger Things. So I liked him as Alexei. I like Florence Pugh. Florence Pugh is like one of my.
Alexi's in the movie. The voice of the people.
The voice of the people is in there. Florence Pugh is like one of my celebrity crushes. So I watch anything she is in. Amanda's well aware as well. She's like, we're only watching this because Florence Pugh's in it. I'm like, yes, that's true. It's true. I don't care. I don't even know what's going on in this film. I'm just waiting for her scenes. But yeah, she's hot. And who else is in it? Bob. Sentry. I hope they don't ruin Sentry, because he's got an interesting backstory in the comics, because he's like a Silver Age hero that the rest of them forgot about, but they can't really do that in this unless they're going to show flashbacks of Sentry there with the Avengers in Times Square. Do you know what I mean? Like,
it could be something, yeah.
Maybe. So I'm curious what they do with Sentry, because he hasn't got his blonde locks yet either. So I think by the end of the film, he's going to be twisted and manipulated, and will we see Void as well? Void could be the big bad. Like, they could be fighting Void not knowing it's actually Bob. Do you know, like, and Bob could be like, oh my god, what was that? And it was like, it was him, but they don't know. Like, the Thunderbolts has potential. I'm looking forward to it. And again, Captain America comes out in February, and then Thunderbolts is meant to be May, right? May or June?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think
Fantastic Four then, isn't it?
Yeah, look, I'm looking forward to next year's MCU content, and with MCU movies come MCU figures, and like, I know those figures might not have been so popular, and again, the popularity of like me and our mutual friend were speaking about the Eternals wave this week, and how like they're just clogging shelves and people don't like them and think they're terrible. But that's because people didn't like the movie. If that movie was red hot and people loved the movie, don't you think that changes people's perception and their desire to own those figures and want them on the shelf? Let's just say the Eternals movie was as good as the Winter Soldier, right? I don't know, in some of a reality, okay, I get it. In the multiverse somewhere, the Eternals movie was as good as Winter Soldier and people loved it. Don't you think that then reflects people's love for the figures? Because I thought the figures did a pretty good job of looking like what they meant to look like. It's just that people didn't like the movie, so they didn't care for the figures. But if people like the movie, those figures suddenly become desirable. So I think if the Thunderbolts movie is good, then the figures will be desirable. Like, we need an updated, John Walker. Like, they never did him accurate with the white bands, and like that always bugged me. They've got an opportunity to fix that now. Hang on, I just want to say something out loud. Alexa, set an alarm for 5 a.m. There you go. Just wanted to put that out there. See if it worked for Jay. But
Alexa, order Generation X Epic Volume 4. It's done now.
Check out now. Pay with credit card. So do you reckon that theory is like correct? Like, that's how the community react. If the movie is good and the source material that these figures are meant to be a representation of is good, that then in turn changes people's perception of the action figure, and it will make them want them. So if the Thunderbolt movie is good, these characters' figures are going to be desirable.
Yeah, I mean, like, because I think like the big thing this year was the fact that they didn't get the Wolverine Deadpool figures out in time for the movie. Yeah. I think they were just flown out. Whereas I think, but I think as well, them being delayed doesn't matter because people like the movie, so people still want them. Like the No Way Home figures, when they came out like a year later, people still wanted those figures. And I mean, I think they've just been re-released again, the Spiderman figures. Whereas like the Ant-Man figures came out after the movie, but the movie wasn't well received, and then the figures kind of didn't get well received either. So yeah, I think it is all linked, Dan. It is all linked.
Jay says, "You bugger! It actually worked. 5 a.m. alarm." I need to figure out things to say now to Alexa that are like really annoying. But we'll do that on another stream. John says, "How do you cancel my channel membership?" You can't. Once you're in it, you're stuck in it forever, John. It's a lifetime commitment to support this channel. All right. I appreciate you, John. Thank you very much. I just
maybe you with Mephisto. That's like...
Do you not see the flames, Rich? Do you not see the flames? Where is Baron Zemo? Yeah, Baron Zemo in the comics led the Thunderbolts. Like, he's a big deal of the Thunderbolts. So I do think Baron Zemo needs to get out of that nightclub in Madripoor and be involved in the Thunderbolts movie. I hope he is.
The thing with the Thunderbolts though is that like when they first debuted, the big thing was it was like the villains impersonating heroes.
Yeah.
So that's why I think there's got to be some shenanigans with something. That's why I think with Taskmaster there's going to be some. It could if it was Baron Zemo under that would be amazing. People would love that.
Well, have you seen the theory of the asterisks? Do you know it's called Thunderbolts asterisks?
Yeah.
Have you seen the theory of why?
No, what's the theory?
Okay, so this is just theory and speculation. This isn't spoilers, so don't come at me saying spoilers. This is just fun part of the conversation. They think that the asterisk is there because by the end of the movie, it's going to be Dark Avengers.
Oh, right, okay.
Do you know, like, they think that, what's their name? The name I can never pronounce. Who's the agent putting them all together?
Valentina.
Yeah, they think that Val has brought the old Avengers Tower, and there's a scene in it where they're at the bar in the trailer, and people are saying online that asterisk could be because they're building the Dark Avengers, and it's like the Thunderbolts leads to the Dark Avengers, and that at the end of the film it will get revealed as Dark Avengers. Like a team will get put together at the end essentially, and then asterisk will change to Dark Avengers. Just a theory. But it does seem like they've brought the Avengers Tower. So yeah, that's why it's called Thunderbolts with the asterisks. We're actually the Dark Avengers because there's definitely some sort of team building happening, and not every character that's obviously in that team is in the Dark Avengers. But the MCU has always taken inspiration from the comics and added their own twist to it. Some for good and some for bad.
I like a lot of people say like about the Thunderbolts that none of the original team members like Moonstone, Songbird are in it. But then the same with Guardians of the Galaxy, they did the more modern day Dan Abnett version rather than the classic version. So I mean, I don't think there's anything stopping those characters appearing in the future. But you know, I don't see nothing wrong with using like different versions.
Well, Sentry
and stuff like that.
is like Sentry's a big deal of like he's in the Dark Avengers as well, so he could be that tide. He could be that key that sort of moves them across. And the Thunderbolts, obviously no association with Thunderbolt Ross, but you never know. It could be all connected.
What if it's Robert Downey Jr.?
Oh my god, imagine that. I still don't know how I feel about the Doom stuff, but again, I'm going to give that the benefit of the doubt because I trust Robert Downey Jr. and I don't think he would have come back unless the story was right, because I think he holds that legacy of Iron Man.
I'm sure he
bag of money,
all the money, cash raining down on him. Like
that Doctor Dolittle movie flopped, and he was like, I need to get that Iron Man mask back on. What about this Iron Mask? Yes. What on earth is this look, says Kev Collectibles. This is us summoning Mephisto. But we're going to get out of here and do the after show anyway. But let me just remind people what we were talking about today. So yes, the title was very clickbaity, but if you have endured my nonsense for the last hour or so, you would have known there was a little bit of logic to my nonsense. It's a slow news week, so I was just going off on a tangent. There are going to be plenty of reveals in October to talk about. I'm assuming there are going to be multiple reveals at all of these conventions. Probably not Luca Comic Con, but guaranteed, already confirmed, the New York Comic Con, MCM Comic Con in London, and then 10/27, the Hasbro Pulse Premium event. There will be reveals at all of them in October, so lots of stuff to talk about. And I'm just hoping, because it's October, the Halloween season, that Mephisto is going to be a part of that. Again, the two other figures that were associated with the EOV have been released this year. It just means we've got Mephisto left. His son has just been released as a Build-A-Figure. It's a great time. The stars have aligned. I would like
the
to
Robbie Reyes erasure is hard tonight. Hit him hard tonight, Dan.
I know. What can I say? But that's what I'm putting out. That's what it was about, Kev. If you missed the start of the show, that's what it was about. It's a cool theory. Thank you very much. But yes, that's all it is. I'm not making no bets by any means. I'm not confident on this. I'm just saying it would be a good time for Mephisto. Do I actually think it's the time?
You literally said you would eat your hat if you didn't come out.
That's not what I said. I said I'm not making that bet. I made sure I said I'm not doing that bet. As I said, I genuinely don't think we will still see Mephisto in October, but I would like to. That's all I'm saying, all right? Eat the hat. Look, one day I'll do a stream and I'll just eat my hat one day when I'm that low. Look, I was nearly that desperate today. That's why Mephisto's the clickbait. It was nearly Dan eats his hat live on YouTube because I need those numbers coming in. You know what I'm saying? Next live, Dan eats his hat. There you go. The strong collectors are onto it. Punishment for the Alexa thing. Well, did that work with you, John, as well? Sorry. I know what today's end of the word of the
Alexa, play the cheeky girls. Cheeky.
I'm genuinely curious. How many people's Alexas have started playing Cheeky Girls right now? That's pretty funny. People are just going to listen with headphones from now on, or just not watch at all. We don't want that. We don't want that. Right, let's get out of here, Rich. Again, we will be back in October. The next stream will be the 3rd of October, so it will officially be Halloween season. Rich has promised to be in fancy dress for every stream of Halloween for October. Rich is like, no, I fucking didn't. No, we will be back in October, which is the 3rd, and then we will continue to stream. I do want to make a quick announcement, though. This weekend should have been Legends and Liquor, but it is also NEC Toy Fair, which is the biggest toy fair in the country. So I'm going to be having a mini Legends and Liquor in real life with some of the good folk in the community on Sunday. So no Legends and Liquor this Sunday. I will make it up to you with an extra Legends and Liquor, like 2 weeks in a row like I've done in the past or something like that. They will still be a Legends and Liquor for the people that are supporting the channel. You know I appreciate your support. But yeah, Toy Fair is this Sunday. So it's always fun to hang out with these people in real life as well. Apart from Craig. But I have got my own security this week.
Oh, poor Craig.
He knows I'm joking. It's that thing, isn't it, where you tease your actual crush. I've just got a crush on Craig, so I just bully him to try and deflect that I actually really, really fancy him. But Adam, Batman, Marad, and Cool's Cave said they'd be my security anyway. I sent them a... You're not part of the Legend Liquor UK Craig group anymore, but I sent them a wanted poster with Craig's face, and it was funny anyway. But yeah, no Legend Liquor this week on Sunday because I'm going to Toy Fair, but I will make it up to you with an extra stream to make sure everyone is still a part of it. So, but I'm doing an extra stream right now, okay? So if you are part of the Who Crew Deluxe, you can come and talk to us right now. So if you want to come on and tell me how wrong I am about my speculation, hit that join button, and then you can come and join us. You can come and join us for the Who Crew Deluxe right now. Like, the stream continues. The show must go on. Me and Rich are still sat in these chairs talking, but just behind the channel membership, all right? Because I like to show a little bit of extra love to the people that are keeping this channel on YouTube, all right? So if you're not a part of the channel...
Put your extra love away, Dan. Not yet. I don't want to see it yet.
The extra love it gets shown on the other show, all right? But no, I appreciate yours. Again, support the channel. You get to be on the channel. It's a simple concept. If you don't want to be, absolutely fine. We are still here every single Thursday talking nonsense as we always are. But if you want some extra content, it's there. I'm just giving you options, people. You know I appreciate that in my toys, and I'm just giving it to you in YouTube form. But Rich, if they are not coming across the after show, tell the good people where they can find you online.
You can find me at Displayed Once on Instagram, or sitting in this chair every Thursday. Even if there's no stream, I just sit here waiting. I wait.
Poor Rich. Next time I'll try and give him some heads up. Justin's like, cancel another stream. Wow, Dan, wow. Look, I'm just going to start boycotting Justin. Nobody watch Justin Collect stream on Saturday, right? Just nobody watch it. People know it happens. Just
Justin, you should stream on Sunday. That's what you should do in the Legends and Liquor slot.
Yeah, step up. How about that, Justin? You think you're so good at streaming, Justin? How about you step up and volunteer to take on Legends and Liquor? To speak to the missus, make the arrangements. You know how to use StreamYards right now. Let's make it happen, Justin. Step up. You think you're a big man? Step up and take
Craig
on...
will join 7 hours late.
Craig will be there. You have to deal with Craig now. That's right. Step up, Justin. Great idea, Rich.
Cloud and Michael will do a 3-hour Legion showcase for you. It'll be all the best bit.
Cloud and Michael, we've got the Legion's news on tap. Now it's your turn to deal with all of that. Right, Justin, thank you for volunteering. Great idea, Rich. That is why Rich is the super producer, super co-host, because he has all of these great ideas. Justin, step your game up, all right? I look forward to watching the Legends and Liquor stream on Sunday with some actual folk. But I'm going to go over to the after show. I've got an end screen somewhere. The word of the day is... Rich, give them a word.
Quicksilver.
Quicksilver, because Rich has it and you don't.
But
yes.
And I didn't even have to suck any Hasbro dick to get it. Hooray!
Look, this is... let me tell you how I know Mephisto is coming out in October.